Welcome to today's episode. This is all about the giving advantage.
So we've all heard this one before. There are the givers and there are the takers. And the last thing that you want to end up in is the bucket for the takers.
And if you're a sales leader out there, you and your team need to pay close attention to this. It's all about the mindset.
Think about it. Would you want to buy from someone that is perceived as selfish? Chances are not. As sales leaders, we need to remember to be generous and to focus on the giving advantage.
And the problem out there, and it is a large scale one, it's been like this for years, is the perception. If you're not using this giving advantage, which we're going to talk about, you're not using the right method.
If in sales you are perceived as a taker, a couple of things are going to happen. Number one is that your prospects, your contacts, their guard is going to be put up. Number two is you run the risk of damaging both the personal brand of the salesperson and the brand of the organization. And that is very hard to recover from.
Now, before we dive into what this is all about, the big thing here, as I mentioned at the top, is mindset. It's all about understanding something that's massively, massively important. And it has to do with the psychology of generosity.
So there's something that's so relevant that comes from filmmaking, which is the idea of saving the cat. And this is where, as an audience member, if we see our protagonist do something kind, like help someone cross the street or help a cat that's stuck in a tree, we all of a sudden care about them. We feel a connection to them, even if they make mistakes. And the reason why that happens is because it's empathy, it's compassion, and it's connection. So in sales, in the beginning of the relationship, it is imperative that you use the giving advantage so that the people on the other side can build a connection to you.
The giving advantage is all about being generous, not only with your mindset, but with your actions and with your strategy.
Now, here's the hard part. It's being in this for the long haul. This is the long play. It's not the short play. And what that means is that you're focusing on relationships and your network, not on quick closes.
There are two types of ways to use the giving advantage. One is going to be the adjacent value that you can bring. And the second one is going to be the direct value you can bring.
Now, the adjacent value is when you provide value that's not necessarily relevant to the product that you're selling. It means that you're helping someone outside of your sales goal. This is valuable because it is not salesy. In fact, it's the opposite. It's about providing value without any expectation whatsoever. Now, here are a couple of specific examples on how to provide adjacent value. The idea here is to provide value without expecting anything in return. So the first idea is doing some sort of an audit on some aspect of their business. This could be a social media account, this could be a website, this could be something that they already own and use. The key here is to show them that there's some opportunity to improve and that you have the expertise to be able to provide that value. Using video for something like this, using Dub, is a really easy way to capture your content and to convey that very easily over email, SMS, or LinkedIn.
And remember, when you're doing this, it is not product or service related that you are selling. You are literally using the giving advantage by doing this because you're giving something to that person that has nothing to do with what you're selling. And that's powerful. So the next one's going to be complementing social posts. And this is absolutely being part of the party, right? Just check out what they're doing. Leave a comment, like what they're doing, really engage with their social media so they understand that you're someone out there that has taken notice of what's going on and you're engaged with them. And even direct message them to let them know how wonderful they're doing.
Another idea is to send an article that might entertain them. If they're a fan of a certain sports team or they're interested in something that's happened, or send them an article or a YouTube video that they might enjoy.
This one here is the direct value. Now, this is where you're going to reach out to someone and you're giving something away in terms of value with your product or service. So it's directly related to what you do in business. So as a sales leader, yourself and your team, get into the habit of reaching out to people, prospecting, and giving something away of value that can open that door with the correct mindset.
So the first example is sending some piece of education that's relevant to what you're selling so that the person can self-educate. They can understand truly the problem that your product and your company is solving.
The second one is going to be an introduction to someone that could actually help them in their business. And this is incredibly powerful because think about it. You've just let them meet someone who's going to bring absolute value to them and help them with their business. Absolutely powerful.
And then of course, if they're qualified and if they've expressed some sort of an interest, providing a consultation. This just means giving them a deep dive on what it is that you do and how you can ultimately provide provide value to them.
And those three things are absolutely direct, and they are absolutely value-facing, giving advantage mindset and actions.
Now, chances are you're asking, well, the giving advantage makes sense and we should all provide value. But the key here is providing a way to get self-conversion. And what we recommend is to use video with clear calls to action. So the content can exist within the video frame. The calls to action can be buttons that appear below where the person can pick and choose them based on what their interest is. So for example, if they're interested in booking a time with you for a consultation, they can click on that call to action. Or if they're not quite ready, you might have to get them on the next one.
And another wonderful thing about calls to action is there's one called the reply with video button, which is amazing, especially not only to get a client or prospect's thoughts, but to get testimonials as well for that social proof.
This next tip is a little bit more of a sophisticated marketing thing, but it works, and it's retargeting. And that just means if someone goes to your video landing page or if they go to your website, have that trigger retargeting advertising. This can be on Google, YouTube, Facebook, or any other channel. The key here is to have them discover advertisements that convey the value that you offer. Chances are if they see an ad and they like it, they might click on it and actually convert themselves.
And if possible, if some way someone can recommend you, that is huge. Recommendations have been big throughout the entire history of sales, but never more powerful now considering the networks that are out there. And another powerful thing is getting a recommendation. Recommendations have been big since the beginning of time, especially now with the networks that are out there. Recommendations are extremely influential. Now, speaking of influential, one of the big things we've done here at Dubb is we've created Dubb Partners. Now, that used to be our affiliate program, but we have made it so much more powerful with our groups that we have, our strategy sessions. So if you are one of the 60,000 plus Dubb users out there, not only do we thank you, you're the best part of Dubb, but you need to become a Dubb partner if you haven't already. 30% recurring commissions. We have an almost 93% retention rate on Dubb users. So as far as the affiliate landscapes go, Dubb Partners is incredibly, incredibly powerful, and we'd love for you to be a part of it. Go to the Dubb dashboard. Off to the right, it says Partners. Click there to apply and become a Dubb partner today.
If you are new to this channel, welcome. We hope you enjoy this content.
We are the channel that absolutely educates, entertains, and elevates sales leaders. So thank you so much for watching this video. There are 3 big takeaways we want you to have as a sales leader for you and your team. Number 1 is going to be always lead with giving. That is the number 1 mindset. Ruben, what else we got?
And the second one is to focus on relationships and your network and not always expect something in return.
And number 3, remember, this is for the long haul. This is an investment made in the future in yourself as a sales leader, in your team. It's all about having the right mindset, the right action. But at the end of the day, the key to all this is not expecting something in return.
By the way, if you are enjoying this content, please consider subscribing to this channel and even clicking that notification bell. And also, if you put the word yes in the comments, we promise to respond back to every single comment. Thank you so much. We will see you at the next episode. and by doing and
I didn't even
that was perfect.
need to press that. That was absolutely hilarious.
Good job not clicking.
Blooper.
And, yeah,
There we go.
blooper.